Fine.
No one there yet, man.
Hi and welcome.
You've got no viewers.
I'm unconnected.
Yeah, see, man. Viewers, likes, 0 viewers, no one's gonna hear. There's no one there.
Yeah, but it did yesterday. It felt a bit that there was nobody there.
Yeah, but
It did yesterday. It felt a bit that there was nobody there.
there's no one watching it. If you watch the stream later, they'll see. It's best to do the intro when there are viewers.
Yeah, but it did it yesterday. This bit when you chatting wasn't there yesterday.
Yeah, because we rewatched it after. People who watch it live aren't gonna see it now. Because they join in when you're up to. Because it's like Skype, you can't rewatch your Skype call
Yeah, you can.
when you're still in the call. When you're live,
Okay.
like say if I were to phone you midway through, I can't go restart the phone call.
And it has to be recording, otherwise it's just not logical, babe.
No, I mean they're logical. There's no viewers yet. You wait for viewers to come in, or no one's watching it right now. Nan, see?
It doesn't matter. It's still recording.
Yeah,
It's still recording, Liver.
yeah, I know.
So that's why I need to talk, because it is actually recording. And I'm trying to
Viewer,
if I'm typing, looking, I type.
you got a viewer, Nan.
Okay, that's okay. Okay, so we're still working on getting the hang of this. So just feel free to jump in whenever you're ready. What I actually do is I'm a 7th generation psychic medium, which means literally there are 7 generations we can trace back. Heaven knows what happened before that, too far away from memory. Now, I do messages from heaven, which is a group situation, which I can do via Skype, or I can do one-on-one. I do one-on-one readings wherever I be. I travel all over the countryside. If you'd like to join my newsletter, please feel free. The newsletter offers specials. What else does it do? Freebies.
Guide what you do.
Weekly stars.
Information.
And lots more. Simply just talking and typing at the same time is a bit weird.
You don't have to type, Nan.
Well, I won't put it in the remote, darling.
Yeah, you can hear what you're saying.
Simply add Gypsy Maggie Rose at gmail.com. Add your first name and location. And there we go. All set. You can also be Rose, Shaman, Maggie Sinton, Maggie's Meditation. There's quite a lot of stuff happening on on my Facebook pages. So, is there anybody out there who wants to ask a question? Have a chat? Mind you, it is 12 o'clock. It's probably well past midnight, and what else it is. It like this time frame they're all on. And I do find them incredible that I'm actually in somebody's tomorrow, but they're actually in my day. So US is about just after they're actually been there, done that. I'm in your tomorrow. I must honestly say I was at midnight, so a lot of you guys are. Now,
1v1.
I'm not sure what we can have a chat with until somebody comes along and gives me a question. But what we'll have a look at the moment, how this situation works for me, how I get it, and it works differently for everybody. There is no one fits all. It's just not that way. For me, it's I have a chat to the other side. I'll get connections with the client's family, sometimes ex-partner's family, who aren't quite so welcome sometimes. It can come in a couple of generations back, and they can actually still be alive in really different directions, different areas. My connection's unstable. They're trying to
Even left.
this is the way it works for me.
Got no views.
I get information and we pass it on. I don't look at that. I don't give it. I don't think, oh, I can't say this, or oh, I shouldn't say this. It's like I don't siphon it. I don't cut it back. If what I get is what my client gets, like, because I know that it's going to actually mean to that person. I had some research have gone, but people have been ecstatic because this is what they needed. Must be 12 years ago, more maybe. Time goes quick when you're old. How do I say this? How on earth do I say this? Because I'd assumed Henry was the husband. I went, well, Henry was a bit of a pig. She nearly fell off the chair. She was so excited. Henry was the life of her life. Henry was supposed to be teacup pig. He was a 400-kilo, big, fat, black pig. And he talked for 2 hours non-stop that they tried, and it was like, seriously, I think Henry was if there's such a thing, I think Henry was gay and going, oh, this doesn't fit, because it doesn't. If I've got a client coming the night before, or I will do simple as that. I'm usually awake around about 3 o'clock, and I'll just dream the whole process. Up to 10 lives, I'll just dream the whole thing. And that's it. Then I'll have to get up and type it. Because that's just the way it works for me. But it doesn't work this way for everyone. Everyone else has their own way of connecting, of receiving information, of getting messages. Does that make me right, them wrong? No. It just means that you work with what works for you. And not all of us get messages in a verbal form. Many of us get messages we simply know. It's just an absolute knowing, or we get a feeling, or we hear things. Some people hear things. Some people see things. Some people simply know. It's that's the way that individual or that person does it. Now, I do have an online psychic development course that starts with teaching you where the psychic centers are in the physical body. Yeah, you heard that right, in the physical body. Because, look, we accept we got 5 senses. We can taste, we can touch, we can hear, we can smell, blah, blah, blah. But there are 4 more massive physical centers which allows us to work with the psychic energy. And once we've learned where these centers are and how to activate them, bang, they're done, they're open, that's it. And that's easy. From there on in, it's easy. So the course I teach is 10 weeks, but it takes you from learning where your physical centers are to activating those centers to working with seeing, hearing, knowing, feeling, to linking to all those, but then also moving forward to psychic connection. I know psychic connection is connecting to all things, how to bring our world together. Then there's psychic awareness. The more aware we are, the more connected we are, the more we learn, the more we share. There are exercises and things in each section that teaches you how to move forward with this. Then we go to auras and the chakra system, but not your basic 7 chakra systems. We go to the higher chakra system and how to work with that. Then we work with soul connection, and hear self-healing. And last but not least, we work with angels and spirit guides. It's a pretty hefty 10 weeks. You get information, written information that's, via email. You get meditations, you get all sorts of stuff that goes with it. At the end of it, you get a certificate that says you've done it. Trust me, it's a massive workload because I feel that if I know something, there's no sense, so to speak, in me half teaching something. It needs to be taught well. Okay, you've got this little gentleman or lady, King. Can you give me your Christian name, darling, and your location, and then I can get back to you? Because if we're doing emails or one-on-one, we need to know where we are. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing here. My mouse, I know the mouse hasn't disappeared. Okay, so can you add for me your Christian name and your location, and then I can get back to you, okay? Okay, so you're in America, Carlton. Okay, we'd have to set up Skype, which could be fun because you'd be asleep, I'd be awake, and well, never mind, we can sort this out. 30-minute reading is it's 45 Australian dollars, not American dollars, and an hour reading, which sometimes is needed, sometimes isn't, is $90 Australian, and it's paid via PayPal or credit card. We would need to make an appointment though, because it's like setting time up. So Carlton, is there anything I can help you with now? I'll just have some tea. I actually enjoy my work because it means I get connection with such a lot of people. I also do Blog Talk Radio every Friday morning, 9 o'clock Perth time. So that's usually about 9 a.m. somewhere in the US. That's where I do, the online radio readings. Yes, they're quick readings, they're quick questions, but it works. Okay. Now, you can actually go to my website, www.gypsymaggierose.com, and look up everything. Okay. Just want to know if she will come back home. Carlton, I feel this girl will come back. It feels like this is a knee-jerk reaction. It feels like something's gone wrong. It's been very immediate. Everything's blown up. I feel you've both been in a position where you've both said things you regret, and it's come to a point where everything's just overflowed, and you both need to step back a little bit from this and give yourselves the time that it needs to actually sort it out. But there's another thing I'm getting here, darling. You two need to start talking to each other and stop talking at each other. It's like you've forgotten how to talk to each other. And One says something, the other one reacts. It's a matter of having that open connection where you're actually able to connect to listen. You know, I always say we listen to answer. You guys need to listen to understand, because I feel there's been a lot of pressure on this relationship, a lot of pressure from the both of you, but a lot of pressure from outside as well. Um, I know it sounds weird, but I think this is probably the best thing that could have happened, because everything's broken down now, and it from here on in, it's going to actually find a way to resolve, to rebuild. But you're going to have to talk to each other and listen to each other, because neither one of you are right and neither one of you are wrong. You're just actually seeing things differently, but there's also this outside stress and pressure that's in here. Okay? That makes sense to you, babe? You know, relationships are the hardest thing on this earth to sort out. You're very welcome, Carlton. Bless, darling. Just get a good night's sleep, relax, and wake up with a better, like, you can do this better. You know, tomorrow's a better day. You've got this. You can do it. Bless, darling. Um, like I was saying, relationships are the hardest thing that we can possibly do. They're we think we're right. Each one of us think we're right, and it's so hard sometimes to see somebody else's point of view. But also, it's we take on board what our friends and families advise us. We don't take on to the mindset that these are opinions. They're not fact. They're someone else's opinion. The only people who have the facts of a relationship are those involved. You know, you can say, I know this or I know, but you don't. It's like, bottom line, nobody but the people involved knows what goes on behind closed doors. And, sometimes it just pays to step back a little bit and, I guess, analyze how things are with us. And it's so easy to take our partners for granted. I've done it, I don't know how many times, and it's like, I stop and go, oh my God, what did I just say? Or I'll say to him, what did you just hear? Because that's not what I meant. And he's like, when you've been with someone a long time, you can pick up the clues and the cues as to how they change and how they interact. And, you know, relationships are learning grounds. They're school, they're like uni, they're like hard work. It's like, but what you put in is what you get out. And there comes a time when I guess we've all questioned relationships, and we've all had to deal with what we really want, how we want it to work. But we all have to stop and think, is this right for me? Is this right for me? And if you're happy and you're 90% of the time, fine. But I mean, what most of us, me guilty as well, from time to time in the past, needs to drop is the fact that relationships aren't like the movies. Movies have got a script. Nobody hands you a script when you fall in love. It's done through, it's a chemical reaction. There is no script. And all of a sudden, you've got this life to live, and it's like, oh my God, where do I go now? How do I make this work? There is no script. Your script is your heart. Your script is your feelings. How do you feel? How does this person make you feel? If this person makes you feel fantastic, top of the world, brilliant. But if from time to time this person makes you feel a little insecure, then you need to work with that. You don't need to chuck it out. You need to work with that. But if you're constantly being put down and you're constantly made feel like you're nothing, then you need to release that or find a way to work with it. Hi, is this Janine? Is that your name, sweetheart? And what part of Australia are you in? I'm in Perth. I love the fact that, we've now got this interconnection and it's instant and it's way different parts of the world. It's just technology is such an amazing thing. I mean, when I was young and growing up, phone was unheard of, absolutely unheard of. The hospital in our village had a phone and the police station had a phone, and that was it. It was one telephone box in the main street, and I mean, that was it. And until I think it must have been the mid 80s, I actually got a phone in the house, and it was like, wow. The one that was attached to the wall that you couldn't go anywhere with. It was wow. But today it's just incredible. So, is there anything you'd like to ask me, Jenny? And with the increase of technology, there's been this amazing increase of stress upon relationships. I mean, the internet's wonderful, social media is wonderful in its way, but in other ways, it allows us to have that emotional, oh my gosh, this one's doing this and this one's doing that. It's like da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. Everything's instant and it's like, oh, I need to do this, need to do this, do. It doesn't give you time to think. And for some reason, if it's on Facebook, we think it's gospel. It's somebody's gospel, darling, but it's not the gospel. Yeah, Janine, I reckon, yes, this offer is going to happen. There's going to be a little bit of to and froing, a little bit. They're going to go, this is, yeah, we need this or we need this. It's going to be a little bit of to and froing. Some connection to a council um, application or something that has to be leveled out with the council. But yeah, I don't feel there are any big issues with it. I feel you will get it, but you're just going to have to negotiate. That's the word. There's a little bit of to-ing and froing, a little bit of negotiation, something about a council law. Yeah, but you will end up with this salon. And it's got a really good feel about it. It feels like it's been flat for a while, that it hasn't been doing as well as it could have been. But I feel that's more bad management than anything. But you feel like you're very strong-minded, darling. That makes sense to you, Bub? It's weird, me, sitting here waiting for things and not talking to people, but like, yes, I've got this. It's making sense. You're very welcome, darling. Just go with it. It's going to be fantastic. You've actually got that. You're like a bulldog. Once you get an idea in your head, or you get something there, it's like you hang on. There's no way you're going to let go without a massive fight. Now, like I've put in the beginning here, if you want to receive my newsletter that comes out weekly, sometimes I forget about it. Truly, it produces the horoscope each week, and it's got freebies in there. It's got special offers in there. It's got upcoming workshops and connections happening in there. All you need to do is email me, gypsymaggierose@gmail.com, write newsletter in the subject form, and then just your Christian name and where you are, and that's going to be fine. Then you'll be on the list and you can join in and receive whatever's going, or be in the running for whatever's going. Okay, look, back to your salon. Look, I know you really want this, and I know it's been a long time in the planning. And will you get it? Yes, you will. You're just going to have to, do a few little shimmies and wiggles, and it's got a really good feel about it. Why am I seeing the ocean? Why am I seeing the ocean around this? Is this around the place? Is it around you? I just keep seeing this ocean. I'm not seeing a beach. I can't see the beach. I'm just seeing ocean. What does that mean, darling? And sometimes you just see things. 5 minutes from the beach. Excellent. That's a good thing. Sometimes I just get flashes of images and it's like, what does it mean? Where is it? Where does it fit? And I've got to really stop myself trying to figure it out and just let the information flow. So, yes, and I knew there was water, but I couldn't see the beach. So you probably can't see the beach from where you are, but you've still got that ocean connection, that sound of the waves, that smell of the sea. Wow. Yeah. This is an area that's changing. Been a bit flat for a while, but I feel there's a lot of development and a lot of work being around this area in the last few years. And that's going to have a massive impact. Who's John, darling? I keep getting the name John coming through here as well. Does that mean anything to you, Janine? Yeah, look, you're going to be able to sort this out. You're going to be able to make this fabulous. You've got these amazing color connection ideas. It's like for you, you've got a great eye as far as color is concerned. There's no chest about it. It's like this is what it is. John. John feels like an absolute sweetheart. A bit cheeky around the edges and a little bit like, I think he'd like to think he was a bit of a bogan and a bit of a toughie, but he's a sweetheart. He's also got a very generous nature, but can be a bitch at times. Yeah, I reckon I kind of like him too. He's got that sweetness about him. He's got that cheeky, naughty boy feel. The interesting thing is, it's like when you get feelings about something, is like I have the connection where I'll see somebody and it'll be that personality that I'm feeling or knowing about in the reading I'm doing. Yeah, he's 100% truth honest though, straight down the line. This boy, absolutely. He's been a bit stepped on around the edges, so to speak, but honest as the day he was born. Hi, Jasmina. Where are you from, darling? Janine, Josh is a sweetheart. He's a little bit flighty and a little bit airy fairy around the edges, but I feel he's ready for a commitment. So, yeah, look, he's doing okay. I feel he is absolutely ready for a commitment. Jasmina, what we'll be looking at. I'm not seeing a new job right now. I'm feeling that next year it is more compatible for a move around, for a change, for moving forward. It's like next year has got a stronger feel on it. It's like security is what you need right now. And that security is the job you've got. But I'm not so sure it's moving company as much as moving position within the company that's going to be on offer, say, end of January, early February. Yeah, you're right. Josh is totally trustworthy, and he's a wild child occasionally, but he's got such a flair. He's got an incredible flair, and the old girls love him. He chats up the old girls. They absolutely love him. He's got the gift of the gab. I think he's kissed the Blarney Stone a few times. God love him. He's a very good talker. But he knows what he's talking about, which makes a big difference when it's a business proposition. And, he's a great talker. He's a sweetheart. Talk the knickers off a nun, this boy. Mind you, I'm not sure if nuns wear knickers, but that's an old saying that my father used to use. I find it amazing that, every now and then you'll come back to something, a saying or a statement that you grew up with. And it just brings that whole memory of that time or those people flying back in. Yeah, Janine, it is a bit weird, isn't it? But my father was I guess almost an encyclopedia of sayings. He had a saying for everything, and not all of them made sense at all. And he used to have this weird way of, in one sentence, he'd use English, and there'd be a Romany word thrown in there or a Gaelic word thrown in there, all in the one sentence. You're welcome, Jasmina. For now, stay put because you need the security, and it's going to be, like I said, next year that changes happen for you and things start to make sense. Okay? We've actually gone a bit over time, but that's fine. There's not a big stress. So are we finished? Are you okay, Janine, or do you need some more information, darling? Okay, we're actually going a little bit over the time I had set. I will be doing some more live things now that I figure out how to do it. Thank you, sweetheart. You're very welcome. Now that I'm getting the gist of it, I'm figuring out how to do it. I've got the my wonderful grandson to help me. It's coming good. So yes, I will be doing more live stuff, and I will be going back to doing the horoscopes. So stay with me, people. Thank you so much for joining me today, and stay tuned for more stuff, I guess. And like I said, if you want to be on the newsletter list, email gypsymaggierose@gmail.com, put newsletter, your Christian name, and where you're from. Thank you, babies. Talk to you soon. Bless.